Hiya! She's Kate and Lavagna.
And she's Kaysha Louvain, and this is Tea for Two.
Us, you, and a brew.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nice.
I was just
I
trying
never put it at the beginning.
What?
The noise. I always put it at, the imagery above us saying that.
Yeah.
And I always leave the tune till the end.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, like that.
We need to think of a theme tune, because it's getting on my nerves now that we're two singer-songwriters. Don't start. Well, we've been cancelled already now, haven't we? Well done.
For my pride comment. I ain't taking anything back.
No, you don't have to.
No.
It's your opinion.
It is.
I didn't support you at all online. I just liked all the comments and then buried my head in the sand.
No, I think that video was, I took that snippet and put it online.
On purpose.
On purpose. Because I think if we go back and watch the episode, I think I'm more...
middle ground with it.
Yeah, ish. I still stand by the fact which I think there should be more queer people on a lineup.
Yeah.
Like there's never enough. Like,
yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Like
if
everyone
festival.
wants to like go and celebrate and whatever, great. That's amazing. Like I haven't been to Cardiff Pride in 11 years. I just don't like it. There was, for me, when I went there 11 years ago, there weren't enough queer people there. I'm not really the outgoing type anyway. I'd much rather sit in a pub, if I'm honest, than go out. Like, because it's like a festival. It's like,
yeah, it's effectively a music festival, isn't it, Pride?
Yeah, and it's
well, like an arts festival.
It's great, like all the colour and whatever, and all the people come together, and it's lovely and great and whatever. But it's not really my scene, which is really weird.
Yeah,
you would probably catch you more Pride than me.
Yeah,
yeah,
celebrating my inner queer, which one day might make an appearance
if someone pays it.
Yeah. Otherwise known as gay for pay, which a lot of people are doing, which is another topic for a different day. Maybe.
I would think that is more controversial than what I said.
100%,
okay.
But we can't talk about gay for pay at the moment because that is an episode on its own. That one topic is sword. It can go so many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, just to go back to that.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, in acting wise, like
I know exactly what you're going to say, and now we're talking about it.
We got to talk about it. It's on my mind now.
Yeah,
I've never got the point of people saying you have to be gay to play a gay role. You are acting. You don't have to say if you were got a part on Star Trek.
Have you got to be an alien?
You've got to be an alien. No.
I think that the issue is...
Have you got to be a wizard to have a part in the new Harry Potter?
No.
It's acting. Like, don't get equal opportunities. That's what I want. Equal opportunities.
Yeah, and you know, if there's something like the brilliant BBC thing that was on recently, which Dylan was in, Dylan Malin, Lost Boys and Fairies, if it's a queer story and it's about the queer struggle, then I think there does need to be an effort made from the casting directors to cast queer people who've experienced those things. Of course, you're going to make a better piece of you're going to make a better show.
I would say, going into that audition, I would say someone with that experience would do a better audition.
I think the issue then is star casting. That's what the problem is.
Of course it is.
You
but
know?
You could go on that to West End, Broadway.
Every industry's got star casting. If you're in an office, if you're in a bloody office job, you'll have star casting.
You've got to sell the thing.
Exactly. So it's such a difficult thing to talk about, really.
Yeah. But I think as long as you've got equal opportunities, then the best person gets the role.
Yes.
That's how it should be. Not saying it does happen that way, because we know for a fact it doesn't happen that way.
It does not happen that way.
No.
I'm booked and blessed all the time, and I'm shit. I'm awful. Anyway, carry on.
That was it. No, well, actually, you interrupted me when we did our intros on the last one. You had to go at me for saying, this is Kate and Lavagna.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, no, you say that. Actually,
It's this, is it?
it's that we have said, this is Kate and Lavagna. We've said, that's Kate and Lavagna. She's Kate and Lavagna has also been done. We just said she.
Gosh, we're so multi-accental.
Yeah, we could say they next time.
Multi-pronouns.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So you ripped into me
I
for getting
did,
it wrong.
didn't I?
When we've done it different, I don't know, many
I think
times.
I ripped into you because on that particular day, I wanted you to say that.
Yeah,
And you
clearly.
said this, and I thought, I'm not doing this anymore.
No.
I'm done.
But as long as we've cleared the air on that, I'm happy now. Go on, make me a cuppa.
Okay.
Thanks.
What we got today?
We have got, what are we talking about today? Or what are we drinking? We know.
Well, a bit of both.
Everyone should know what we're drinking by now.
Glengettie. Can you
Glengettie.
sponsor us, please?
'Cause
It's getting a bit
honestly,
rude now.
I can't. Like, I do dabble with Tetley in the house. That's if someone else is making a pot. What?
I haven't a milk or sugar. I've just literally poured the cup.
Honestly, you're alright.
I've got to talk about Nigel really quickly.
Go.
I'll do that. Is that okay?
Yeah,
I put loads of milk
that
in.
looks banging, that does.
Thank you.
That looks spot on.
Thank you. And I put the tea in first. Maybe she's coming round. Who knows? I've got to talk about Nigel, my dad's friend, Nigel Goodwithwood. If you're in the area and you see a van, Nigel Collins, Goodwithwood. He has been working on my parents' extension that they're having. So he's been doing some building work as a builder.
Yes.
Shock horror.
I know.
And he came over to my sister's house yesterday for a haircut because he really needed one, and his wife Mandy comes over, and it's a whole family thing. Anyway, and he was like, "Oh, make me a cup of tea, will you?" He literally, I call it dirty water. He literally puts hot water in a cup. And he does it. I'm not joking. If you make it for him, you have to do it as well, because he knows if you squeeze, you don't squeeze the tea bag.
Okay.
You literally just dip it. Done. No milk.
And he'll drink it like that.
He loves it like that.
Yeah, I know a few people who are like that.
But
And also,
but it made me think yesterday, like the art and the therapy you get from the process of going. You've got guests. Okay, 3 of you want milk, 1 sugar, great. And you just go and like slowly make the tea, and it's like reading a book, or it's like doing something. It's taking a moment in a day that isn't gonna push you over the edge. But with Nigel, he's just like doof, done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was no love.
There's no
there.
love with it, yeah.
It was just like, boof, I'll have a little bit of a taste of what it kind of is.
I love making tea, and I love making tea the way people want tea to be made. 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel like I've done
I'll complain
a really
whilst
good
doing
job.
it, but
Yeah,
I'll
you
really
would.
try
I
hard to
wouldn't.
make sure that they have the best cup of tea ever made by B. I'm a barista though, innit? Or I was a barista, so I've literally just had to grin and bear some horrific requests about beveraginis.
Yeah. This is a very good cup of tea.
Thank you. We don't
Cheers.
really do we don't do cheers anymore. We've stopped clinking. What episode is this?
6.
Sex.
6.
Sex. It's episode 6, and we have no
6.
plan. So, anyone want to ask us any questions? Oh wait.
Can you imagine if I listen back and there's someone like
No, we're not
saying
going back. We can't do that. No.
We've done talking
No.
ghosts until
Something.
yeah. Well, I told them on the last episode that I was trying, which I have tried. We're just in the process of working a date out. Hopefully, in the next few days. Fucking hell, there she goes. I was going to say, you've been with me since 9:30.
I woke up at 6:30.
Oh, God, here we go.
I drove to Leeds 2 days ago. It was a 9-hour round trip.
In all fairness,
that was hanging.
Yeah.
And I went in my dad's Saab, and the front the Saab. I'm actually going to take the Saab to Leeds. It was the windows don't go down. The aircon's broke and the windows don't go down.
Oh, I'm done.
Unfortunately, it was the only sunny, lovely day we've had all week, wasn't it? I was literally sweating, going over my audition song and my like sides and stuff, trying different accents, and I was just like looking at Waze. Waze, by the way, you use Waze?
What's that?
Waze, WAZE, is a driving app where you can, as a driver, like, you can update it as you go. So you can say like, hey Siri, tell Waze that there's a car in the on the side of the road here, or you can report things as you go. You can report potholes, police cars.
Oh wow!
So on motorway journeys, like you're driving along and it'll have a little thing of a police, and they'll be like, there's a, or it'll say to you, it'll say, beware, police on hard shoulder, catching people out. Or not catching people out, but that's what you
pretty much what they do.
Yeah. So it'll tell you, it'll warn you, and then it'll literally count down. It'll go in 0.75, 0.50, 0.25, 0. Blah blah blah, 0. And then you look, and if they're there, it'll pop up and go, are they still there? You just go, yes, they're still there.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's actually brilliant.
Yeah, I need to know that.
It really does. I found it works so much better than like Google Maps, or for those long journeys. It's up to date. It's consistently updating itself on current.
Yeah, because Google Maps are quite behind. Because like
I think they are.
It has that pop up saying like, as a traffic
warden or whatever.
Yeah, in the area, and you'll be like, no, and they were probably there like a week ago.
Yeah, and they'll still be there. Yeah.
So, but yeah, do you want to say a bit about why you were in Leeds, or just in case you don't get the job, you're not saying anything?
No, it's okay. I'll regret this. I'll be watching this in a week's time going, ugh. I was auditioning for a new musical. I won't mention names or anything like that.
No.
But since graduating, I haven't really had a lot of in-person auditions, which is a bit weird to say. They've happened more this year, but before that, it was kind of COVID that I graduated, and there was a lot of self-tapes and a lot of... I kind of did the one big audition, which I consider to be my first proper audition, even after I'd done Panto for Operation Julie. Mm-hmm. And that was going to Neath and meeting Gaynor and Phil Harries. That's when I first met Phil. He was on my panel to begin with. So that was weird, thinking back to that now. But yeah, that was a big audition. And then from that point, it's word of mouth and it's who you know. And it's a bit more like that. So you don't get as much... You'll get the auditions, don't get me wrong, in London and places where you've never worked before, and they've literally found you on Spotlight and they'll say, come in.
Yeah.
But in this situation, because it was Leeds, I've only ever worked in Liverpool, really. So it was a completely new experience. And there were lots of graduates there, which was a bit weird. Because I was like, you're fresh, you've just trained.
Did you feel old?
No, I didn't feel old. I felt mature in terms of how I think some of them were dealing with even that process of meeting people and sitting and waiting. And there was, a talker. There was somebody who literally was like, hi, nice to see you all, and walked away and was on, in the zone. I was making the odd conversation, and it was weird. I was kind of looking at the girl who was like talking a lot, and I was like, that used to be me though. I've learned to like reserve a bit of energy now, and
I was going to say,
it was really
you are
interesting.
literally using your instrument constantly, and that's going to get tired.
Yeah, and then the person comes out the door. But then there's also that thing of like, you want to be seen to be getting to know people as well, because that says a lot about you as a person and how you're going to be. It's an absolute minefield.
I would be the person that goes, and I'm off. Fuck, am I talking to you?
But it was hard. Auditioning is like, I just would not wish an audition on my worst enemy. I hate
a horrific process, isn't it?
It's awful.
Doesn't matter like kind of at what level you are auditioning or what you're auditioning for. Or what type
of show, yeah.
Like to be honest, you've met the mother now multiple times, and you know the person that she is.
She told me to go and kick ass.
Yeah, so whenever I've done, my mum has always gone, whether she's done it in person or text me, whatever I'm doing, she goes, kick ass. That's it. If I'm going to a gig, kick ass. Even now when I walk up the door to go to the gig, it's drive safe, kick ass.
Yeah, mine's like drive safe, and it's like smash it.
Yeah. Smash it.
I'm like, yeah, I'll try.
And I'm very much like I don't care.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
I fear more walking into a room full of people and having to make a conversation.
Yeah.
But if you put me on stage in front of thousands of people and go, just go and sing this piece.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, all right, wherever.
I think it was my gran was very much like, why are you driving to Leeds? You should take the train.
Yeah, why didn't you? Because I when we did our gig in Jack's, Shout out to Jack's Aberdeen.
Yeah, we'll talk a bit about that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We will come back to that.
Definitely.
But when we were talking to some of your, like, your family and your family friends, they were like, what? She's driving? Like, why?
The next day, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my car's kaput at the moment. We're not going to go too much into that because it's going to bankrupt me. So just another reason not to release that EP anytime soon, because that money's going to have to go on a vehicle. But yeah, I drove because, and I think I've realised this actually, when you drive and it's only you in a car on a motorway, you can sing through your stuff, you can warm your voice up in the car, you can literally park as close or as far away as you want from where the actual audition is. Yeah. And as a drummer, you can take, you know, I could have taken my cajon and a few bags, but it would have been a bit annoying on the train.
And you could,
and then you get in, you're like knackered. Yeah, I stopped for a coffee.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was a long drive. It was stretching it. I mean, any higher up than Leeds, and I would have been like, can we self-tape? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Or I'm gonna have to stay overnight.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, on the way back, because it was hot, I literally got out the car, I parked in this NPC close to the actual Leeds Conservatoire, which is a gorgeous building, and it was right by Leeds Playhouse, first time I've ever seen it. Stunning, like, really, really stunning building. I can imagine I know that they do really great work there, and I know that they do actor musician work there, because I've had friends up in that area who work there. But yeah, anyway, got to the audition in plenty of time, like 20 minutes early, so I was like, oh, this is fine, I can warm up, blah, 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 even though I was definitely already warm because I'd been singing before I was in the car. Got all my stuff in, met everyone, they were running late, so that's why there was a lot of chat and that experience. Went in, I did gold on my cajon because they wanted to see me sing and play. Or they always say accompany yourself, and as a drummer you're a bit like, how do I make that work?
Take a spoon then.
It's like, so I always go for more percussion-y stuff to show that I can do that, and then I'll usually send a drum tape of me in all of these different shows. They know that I'm not just a percussionist or somebody who can play drums. So yeah, there was that, and then I sung Sarah Bareilles' version of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, what a version.
Which is one of my
very nice
go-to.
To sing as well.
It's so nice. And it gives a little bit of belt, but it also gives that like moody stuff. I love it. It's great. It's a great audition song, but it's long. So they didn't let me finish that. I literally sang the first chorus and they went, great. I was like, but you haven't got to the big bit.
I know.
And if I could turn back time, I probably would have picked, knowing that they weren't listening to long or didn't give you that much time, then maybe I would have cut it. I don't know. It's not a song that's good for an audition, really. It's a 5-minute belter. So don't know if I messed that up, but it is what it is. They still hear my voice. I sang Gold for a bit, and again they let me do one chorus, and then they were like, great. I was like, oh, okay, that was worth the cajon. Bringing the cajon on my pedal and my shaker and everything. And then they were like, oh, it says here you've got piano and bass on your spotlight. And I went, yeah, I'd be taught, and I've learnt this. I used to panic and be like, yeah, I can play that. Yeah. Now I'm totally honest with any kind of like panel. I just go, yeah, I've been in situations professionally where nobody else at that given moment of moment in time can get to that instrument, either because they're doing a quick change, they're in a scene, or they're already on their other instrument.
What was that?
I can't record you anymore. I've got to... What was that?
I'm really trying to work out...
How
on earth was that?
Was that thing?
Was it that?
It must have been those poles. Oh my God.
They probably thought, I've had enough of that fucking story. Oh my God.
I
so
don't like
just to clarify to people that may not know, because they might not actually know the situations that we've had. Because I don't think
I'm looking at you again. You're doing nothing with your eyes.
I'm not doing nothing with my eyes. Look.
You are. You're doing nothing where you're like, we're about to talk about gods. And your eyes go bigger.
It's the excitement.
Yeah, and I'm like this.
So basically, we had a couple of guests on. I won't say who they are, so because we can.
Oh.
Right, we had a couple of guests on, and.
I thought you meant ghosts.
No.
I was
God,
like, when?
No. Oh, you wouldn't actually know, would you?
Oh, shut up.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh.
So, anyway, go back to the first time we recorded in here. We had parts of our audio completely cut out.
Completely.
And we have no idea why. We've been using the same system. We used it in North House.
Yeah.
Lots of times. Not all the time, because Pete had most of his stuff there. But we did on times use it. We've used this on, like, specials and everything.
Yeah.
Audio cut out. No idea why. That same day, we had 2 guests in. There was no audio. It was literally, the audio went like this, right? Which doesn't make sense to me.
It was like a pin on a record.
It
like
was
a weird.
Yeah. It was like, it
scratchy
wasn't
sound
like,
as
so if
well.
an audio didn't, like, the time before, there was no audio.
No.
Nothing. This was like,
there was activity.
And I'm like, I've never heard that noise before in my life. So we had to scrap those, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then the last time we were in, the plug socket turned off.
Just stopped. It
It just turned off. It was on because my laptop was quite low.
I promise you, it was on, and it's a physical button. It's not like a screen could have done something. And we turned around. We were like, "Why is that?" Something had.
My laptop had already. So I know for a fact it started charging because my laptop was low. So it'd already charged, but then all of a sudden we turned around. My laptop's completely dead, and it's off on the wall. We were like,
I'm having shivers now.
And then obviously now, I think it's fucking awesome. Like, I jumped a mile because you don't expect that loud noise.
I ran a mile.
You probably will, no. So yeah, if anyone doesn't believe me that it's haunted, come and do something in here. Just come and sit in here for a while. Do a podcast. Do something. And you will realise it's fucking haunted. It's not good for your heart, really, is it?
Can anyone hear this? It's my actual heart rate. It's not, I'm joking. But it kind of is at the same time. What was I saying?
It's mine like that.
Oh!
Half dead.
What was I saying?
You were talking about your audition in Leeds.
Yeah, long story short, did the gold, did the Sarah Bareilles. Then they were like, you got 2 instruments. I'm so worried that that's going to happen again now, that I'm literally looking in that corner and there's a shadow there as well. And if that moves, I'm off. I'm going. It's not you, a shadow. It's the chair. No, the big one. Oh my God. Anyway, we're haunted. Just accept it.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I'm really honest with panels now. So I just said to them, like, if you need me to cover piano or bass, I absolutely can, and I'm more than capable. And I'm not a strong keys or bass player. And it's not something that I regularly practice.
Yeah.
I have a bass guitar.
Can you read?
I can read tab.
All right, yeah, tab.
On guitar. On bass guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if it was a sheet of music in front of you where you'd be like, go sit down and
no
play
idea.
that piano.
Couldn't tell you what the notes on it
Yeah, that would be me
no
as well.
idea.
So that's, don't know when people say to me, can you play piano guitar? I'm like, or they go, are you a pianist or a guitarist? I go, no, I play piano and I play guitar. Because I'm like, I don't read music. So if
don't be giving me I and Audi and expecting me to read the dots.
Yeah.
Give it to me on a YouTube tutorial when I'm 10 and I've memorised that piece and I can play it on any piano ever.
Or if you ask me, can you play this song? Can you accompany yourself on piano or guitar while singing those songs? I'll be like, yes, of course I can.
Yeah. So I just say to them, like, in terms of you hiring a drummer for this actor, musician, musical, I can actually do other things.
If
I need to.
Yeah. But usually with a drummer, it's very often
well, you don't usually get a chance to because everyone else is running around. And normally, because drums are so niche in the actor music world especially, what I've been finding is that I get stuck on the drum kit so that I'm not actually practicing the skills of now and again jumping on a different instrument to do a few chords or a little bass line. Which is a bit of a problem, really. If more people play drums, like I'm actually inclined now when Hannah sends me a contract through, I'm actually inclined to ask the question, do you happen to know if anyone else has been cast who is a drummer or can play drums?
Yeah.
Because the best thing about doing the Theatr Cloi panto was that I had the wonderful Jo who played drums as well and is a drummer, and not just played drums, like is a drummer.
Yeah.
And so they made us the two funny kind of evil characters next to Ben, who was playing the villain. And we, because of our parts being slightly smaller, and also that we were kind of evil and could just run around and stuff, it was great. We shared the drumming, and it was great. It was easier on our bones for panto season.
Yeah.
We had loads of fun because we were always messing around and like going back. It just worked. And I think a lot of like academics or pantos panic and hire somebody who can only play drums, and then it's like, well, that person isn't flexing their acting skills.
No.
So yeah, the back to the audition. I was more than happy to jump on the drum kit then, and it was really funny. The MD, this lovely lady, went, "Oh, is this an original you're about to play? Because I just done gold." And I went, absolutely not. And they all laughed, and I went, no, I wish I and Audi was something that I could come up with, but it's really not. And I was like, and I did a little bit of it, and she went, oh, well, you clearly can't play. And I was like, I mean, I've memorised that, and I play it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not that like...
But that's pretty much what you would do if you got a part anyway.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, we need somebody to play A, G, F, and B. And I'd be like, great, I'll do that in rhythm.
Yeah.
Class, I can do that, just memorise it.
Yeah.
Like I memorise my lines and memorise the drum part. It's the same thing.
It's not
if you
really
need me to come up with a part on piano or come up with a bass part, that would take me longer. Because I'd have to sit and go, right, how do I... Yeah. That's me being a player. Weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd probably still try and do that, to be honest.
I was going to say, you would more than...
I'd probably just do that,
yeah.
That's kind of what I do with my songwriting. I'll sit on the piano and it's painful, but I'll try and figure out melody.
As soon as you know the chords... You know the notes, so then you're just playing a melody, which is easy to do. Yeah,
but it is a skill that I want to get better at in terms of being thrown onto an instrument in that situation professionally, because I'm just not, because I'm always on drums.
It would be nice to see you when you do a show, like one of your own shows, to sit and
on
play
a piano.
Yeah. Because I would like to hear maybe a more stripped down, gentler version of October.
Yes.
With you on playing the piano.
Me playing myself. Yeah. I'll work on it.
That would be a nice kind of treat.
Yeah. On the new stuff that I'm working on, which I was showing you in the car, there's a lot of piano. I've made sure piano's in there because I think if it does get to a point where I want to do a solo gig, I would be able to do that, or like an evening with. But that would take me a year to practice that.
Well, keep sucking at auditions.
Yeah, I'll have to. It's true. But yeah, that audition was in Leeds, and it was that was a journey.
That was a track, fair play to you.
With aircon that doesn't work.
Yeah, because you messaged me on the way back. You would stop to know.
Yeah. I was like, I've had to stop in, I can't remember what the service station was called, but it was about an hour and 15, hour and 20, like Gloucestershire way.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've had to stop because it's so warm in the car. But usually at this point in my journey, it was like getting to 9 o'clock, I would like put the window down to like go and like wake myself up, but I couldn't do that. And I was like, oh wait, there's no aircon. I'm stuck in this temperature and it's getting dark and I'm like this because I've just done a dance call as well. There was also a dance call. Yeah.
But you said you really enjoyed that.
I actually, of all the dance calls I've ever had to do, and I haven't had to do that many, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it made me kind of go, oh, put me on other instruments because I want to do the dancing in this as well. Yeah. But yeah, I did enjoy that.
Like, I'm not being funny. How often can you get someone that can dance, sing, act, play drums, play bass, play piano? Like, that must be such an asset to have in any show.
Yeah, yes. I think a lot of actor musos go by the phrase jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
But if jack of all trades gets me more jobs, then I'll be jack of all trades. I think that is what actor musician is, though.
That is pretty much me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I do like
a bit of dabbling, a bit of everything.
In the creative industry, I do a lot of things.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
And I'm like, I'm happy with that. Mm-hmm. Every little thing is earning me money and giving me enjoyment.
Yeah.
Well, the fuck not? Yeah. Unfortunately, there are some people who will get a part and they can only do one thing.
Yeah, I do think those people maybe are more successful in that one thing and maybe climb higher and get paid a bit more for things. You know, if you're a really good actor and you get lucky and you get that part sorted, it's still luck. It's true.
It's still luck because
it's all luck, darling.
Because there's not actually, people think there is a massive gap between like your very good actors that are on friggin' BBC, ITV, and or even your streaming services and stuff, and people that do like plays and musicals. I'm like, there's fucking not.
There's not.
And
it's just what path they've decided to go down and have done well in to begin with. Like for me, it's been mainly theatre.
Yeah.
Voiceovers and theatre have been the bread, really. I'm still waiting on the butter, which is TV, film, and commercials. Yeah, because that's the money. That's the money. Yeah,
that's the money. And to be honest, you probably don't have to be as good. You just need to be right place.
Absolutely not.
Right place, right time.
You should have seen my advert that I taped for. I said that then because I'm not sure if it's out yet. When it's out, we'll do an episode on that because it is an episode.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can say anything yet because I did sign an NDA until it's out, I think. Even if I didn't get the part, I'm pretty sure that still applies. But there was no talent for that. Anyone could have done that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that. Technically they could have, but the setup, knowing what they need for a self-tape, they wouldn't have had a clue. Yeah.
But and also it's the desire to do that. Because I listened to you and Olivia talking about self-tapes, and I'd go, fuck that. No, I'm going to chance it out.
It's it is a lot of work for no pay.
Yeah, and then I go back to like 14, 15-year-old me that wants to go into like theatre, musical theatre, and I go, well done, you made the right choice there, kid.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that is some fucking work.
It's hard. It's so hard.
And most of the time, there's so much work for no reward.
Nada.
And I'm like, oh, bitch, please.
But on that topic, what have you done this week? You've had a bit of a chill week, haven't you? For your standards.
Well, for my standard, as in work-wise, it's been a chill week. But in terms of life decisions and business decisions, it's been really fucking stressful.
Manic.
Like, I did say on a pod the other week that I wouldn't dye my hair because I was in a very happy place. Fast forward 3 weeks.
She meets me for breakfast this morning at Gatto Lounge Ponty. We love a bit of Gatto. Just the lounges in general. They're kind of like the posh man's spoons, I think.
Yeah, but like
they're exotic.
I had a breakfast, what was it, like 11 quid. I had a cuppa and an orange juice. Cost me 20 quid. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not spoons prices.
No, that's why I said posh man spoons.
It's probably double the price of spoons.
Easily.
Right?
Yeah.
But also I don't have to put up with Jeffrey spoons. And his 2 teeth in spoons.
Yeah. So, and the local alky who is always there on the same table every day.
Yeah, with a pint of John Smith's.
And the carpets.
Yeah, and the tables. They're still sticky. From someone's vagina flaps.
Oh, okay, all right.
The night before.
No, we're not going there.
We were doing so well.
Sorry, Granjan.
Where's our swear? Oh, you've chucked it behind us.
I put it behind us because we need to discuss what we're actually doing with it because we never bring any cash. That's the problem.
Because we haven't got any.
Yeah, because nobody's got any. Because cash is becoming an issue.
You've seen in my car. I've always got cash in my car.
We stopped on the way here and I said, I'll get out and get milk. And just
actually, no, she didn't. I went, are you getting out? Because I would.
Oh, yeah. And then I got out.
Yeah, I'll get out.
And she goes, do you want to take some of this? And she put her hand down and she got like a few quid. And I went, no, thanks. I can afford milk. Just about. I can't though, but
no.
I was like...
But I was like, yeah, no, but...
You always get it though, so it's fair.
It's like probably a tenner in my little dish that I did.
I really want to do an episode where it's not a special, we just have a gin instead, just an Aperol. We need to do a spritz episode.
Right, let's do it. Right, I've never been a massive fan of gin, have I?
No,
but how about we do a gin special because there's 0% ones, isn't there?
Yeah, loads.
And you can make some for me and I can try them.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll do it
Let's do it like
it's more pricey than. What are you doing?
Like I meant, let's do it soon because you haven't got a fucking car anyway, so you're in mine.
Yeah, true.
So
it's a perfect time to do it.
Yeah,
nice. We'll do it.
We'll sort it out.
Yeah. We should talk about Jack. Then go back to your week. So you've had a stressful week.
Oh, yeah. So basically I've decided that I'm not going to do as much pubs and clubs anymore. Only because...
She's retiring.
I'm retiring.
She's turned 30 and she's given up.
Done. There's a few factors. Money's not... It's alright, it's decent money, but it's not the best. It's not the best use of my time.
Carry on.
Was that your phone?
Yeah.
I was like...
I'm so sorry, it's on...
Damn.
It's probably Spielberg. I'll call him back.
I know, that's fun. I'm guessing it's on vibrate.
Yeah,
so that's what's making that noise.
My phone's always on vibrate.
I'm just going to say...
She's got to get through the day.
Something else in that bag. So yeah, I've decided to stop those, the majority of them. There are some that I will do because I've either got like good friends, it's local, there's factors. But I'm still going to do a lot of acoustic stuff because that's what I enjoy. Because it's my creative side, I can do in like acoustic.
This is literally like...
So it's like...
music to my ears, knowing that you're finally going, you know what, I need some time for me and my creativity.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can financially find other ways to make up my money. Even more if I get rid of you. I'm like, we need funding or people to join Patreon.
We do. We're struggling artists.
Because I don't think people actually realise the amount of money that I've put into this.
Look at this. This cost £2 alone.
And then, but more, it's like the monthly, like £100 a month just on
biscuits.
No, I've never once factored in.
No, I bet that's
milk,
and you
sugar,
always buy the milk.
tea, but I've never factored in that. And we've already spent £1.5 on the podcast, and I spend £100 a month on advertising. Yeah, that's without anything else, mind. Anything else. So like, go buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like if you join Patreon right now for a £5.
For a £5 a month, that's a matcha latte, I'll have you know.
Literally, right, that is coffee or a pint a month. That's it. You can give up that. And you can go and grab one of these for a tenner.
And what I would like to say is that I could see a lot of people listening now and they'd be like, oh, thing is though, I give to charity or I do other things with that £5 a month. I know times are hard, but think of us as a charity. I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
We are begging you.
Yeah.
We want to keep talking to you every week. So if you can give us £5 a month.
They were such...
And you get stuff for it.
Yeah, you get.
You get loads.
You get a lot of stuff, but people were so up in arms when we said that we were cancelling.
I know.
And then
we were like,
fine. No, it's like...
We'll financially cripple ourselves for one more season and then nobody's bought a t-shirt.
No.
It's not good enough, quite frankly.
No. And you can voice your opinions. Tell us what you want a t-shirt. Tell us what colour.
Yeah.
Tell us the designs.
We're blind. We're in the dark. We
Do you
don't
mean?
know.
Like, tell us what you want. There's...
I'm loving the baby pink.
I really like the baby pink.
Yeah,
and
it's very summery.
So light on you that you can kind of get away with wearing it with anything.
Yeah.
But if people do want to have a nose, then if they get that close to you, I don't tend to get that close to people to see it, but you know.
That'll be no shock to anyone, isn't it?
No. But yeah, so please come and do that. And then I get to spend a little bit more time then being creative.
Yeah.
And not tired all the time.
And if we get more support for this podcast, like Kaysha's just said, I'm basically just repeating what you said, we both get to relax a little bit and do our music things that we do.
Yeah.
We've both got things we want to release, but this is like, we've got to factor this in now as well. And I actually really love coming here and talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, it feels a bit like therapeutic for me. I can't afford therapy, so I just turn up here instead.
I just can't afford
anything.
Therapy or a podcast
or a house
anything.
or a car.
Doing your best.
I have actually got to breaking point this week. This week has pushed me over the edge.
Yeah, I
seriously.
saw you on Sunday. After 2 phone calls.
I cried on the phone to Kaysha, and then about 2 minutes into the phone call, Sally Ann goes, Caitlin? And I was like, I'm on bloody loudspeaker! I was like, ah!
I'm in the car, like... I was like, do I tell her my mother sat next to me?
It was too late. I was like,
no.
Hiya, I'm having a meltdown. And you were like, okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I was like, but. I've this week's been hard. It's been one of those weeks that has been relentless. I've not slept well, and it's been like not just work-wise stressful in terms of contracts and saying yes to jobs and saying no to things, which I find unbearably difficult. It's unbelievably difficult to say no to a job, especially when you're not technically in another job, but there's a chance you might be. So then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of letting people down professionally and turning up late to things because of the car situation, and really relying on my family and friends to get me to places. And it just, as a 28-year-old, you go from 100% where you're like gigging all the time, you got your car, you can do your own thing, and you're having a wonderful time. And then all of a sudden, one thing alters, and you're like, oh my God, I've got nothing. I've got nothing without that car.
You feel like that.
It's not even the car. I'm just using that as that's what started it off.
16-year-old of going like,
yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah, and then you start. For me, it was like I went right. My head I just went. I was just like, if I was in London now, I wouldn't even have a car. So that would be £3,000 I'd still have in my account from 2 years ago. I probably wouldn't. I would have released an album by now, and I'd still be skinned. But whatever. I was like, I only bought the car because I moved back home, and now I haven't got the car. So now I'm just stuck at home. So if I still lived in London, I could just be on buses and tubes and still working 3 jobs, and I'm a life for social. I went. My brain was like, get me out of here. And I couldn't. I was so suffocating. I felt so suffocated.
But then you've got to take your mind back to like why you left London. You weren't happy.
Yeah, no, I wasn't happy. But and it's so hard, isn't it? I was unhappy in London for loads of reasons, but I didn't anticipate feeling the way I felt about where I lived this week.
Yeah.
But I think it's because 2 or 3 things went, uh-oh, and I went, and it made me realise, I was like, I haven't got anything. I've got no money to my name. I've got 4 Welsh A-lists from last year. I've got no car. I've got this EP I'm working on that I know I can't afford to release. I literally had an absolute breakdown. and then like other stuff, like I was like on a very bare minimum, what do I wear to this gig? Because I'm playing Cajon now, because it's Josh's farewell gig. I know it sounds so stupid, isn't it? But when you're dealing with everything else, I was like, I'm still living out of 3 suitcases. I lost my mind.
You did, yeah.
And it was too much for me. And everyone thought, all my family and friends, don't worry about the gig, you've done it 10 times. I was like, I'm not worried about singing. I'm fucking excited to sing. That's the easy part of this week. That was the easiest part of this week has been the minute I stepped. This sounds so...
I know.
Like, I know what it sounds like, but I can't describe it to you in any other way. Every other part of this week has been absolute stress.
Yeah.
Like, absolute stress. Mm-hmm. Bank stuff, emails, invoice, like everything you could possibly imagine to have gone wrong this week decided to go south. And my family and friends are like, oh yeah, you'll be fine. You know, don't worry about the words. I was like, I don't give a shit if I forget 4 verses of this.
She don't care about the words.
I don't care. I was like, how many times have I messed up words? I don't care. I actually prefer when I do because it makes me human.
What was the... Gavin and Stacey, what did you say? It was so beautiful. The whole song was stunning, right?
I nailed it. Thomas, I nailed it.
Oh, it was gorgeous. And obviously to you sing the whole thing yourself as well.
Yeah, because you haven't heard that, because I did it in Club Coffee at Christmas. But I said to Josh, I was like, oh, I'd love to do that one.
And
tell me tomorrow I'll wait by the... What did I do?
You said a wait by the window. You said something else.
Stand by the window, and then I went to say someone else instead of window. I went, I'll stand by the door for you, and I was like,
but the whole song was great though. And it was a really good gig. Jacks were awesome. Louvain that did the sound was great. Only a youngster.
Oh my
brilliant.
God, lush.
Renna and Moonface the Mage, Rod.
So cool.
Was awesome. And to be honest, it was...
Loved Renna's voice.
It was so good that everyone on that lineup was so good. Everyone supported everyone for every set.
Can I just say as well, because this is a little bit of a pet peeve, unless you've got an excuse. And I know sometimes I've had to leave gigs before the end. I get it.
Yes, especially with stack gigs. I've been there.
Festival, like, of course, you got to preserve your energy. I'm an actor as well. Sometimes I got other things to do, right? I get it. However, every artist on that lineup stayed until the very end, and it was a Sunday night, so people, I assume, have work. In fact, Rob said he had work, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, and I just think, I don't know, it was such a lovely vibe, wasn't it?
It was just so good. Ren
Jax
and
as a
Rob
venue
were awesome.
And original.
And like everyone had their own little quirk.
Yeah.
Like everyone was different.
Yeah.
But it all worked together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jax were amazing, just supported the whole thing. Family and friends came, which was lush.
It was basically like 2 packed tables, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the middle of the dance floor in Jax. And the bar was flowing, people were in good spirits, everyone was chatting to each other.
Yeah, everyone was just
mingling.
Everyone was hopping from table to table, and
it kind of felt a bit like a massive front room of some randoms, but then also like my family and Josh's family, and then like Olivia came. You will know Olivia. She came all the way from London because she knew it was a big gig in terms of, it was actually a small gig, but it was Josh's last gig.
Yeah, bless him.
He's actually, I think he'll be in New Zealand now, because I think they flew yesterday. But I know it's a long flight. Oh no, sorry, Bali.
Oh nice, you alright there?
Yeah, I'm about to sneeze.
Oh.
So I'm just holding my nose.
I was going to say, don't worry, I'll go back up. You can sneeze on you,
onions. Great, I'm good.
Nice.
You got to look into a light and say onions, and it stops you from sneezing. It's a fact.
Oh.
Or there's something about a wooden spoon. No, that's to not cry when you're cooking in it.
I love the fact, right? When I need you for something, you were just completely fucking useless. But then you just come out with these random shit. And I'm like, oh, there is a brain in it.
Yeah. It's just superstition, and it's like all that stuff in it.
Right, let's call it.
We would like to give a shout out to, maybe you can do a little Google for me.
I will, that's what I'm going to do.
So it's Act 1 Juniors, and they are in the Phoenix in Tonpentra, and I believe they open Shrek tonight. I think it's their opening night. Opening night! That's actually opening up, but I've just changed the lyrics.
Very good.
Have you got any of the details?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you are good. Go on.
It is obviously, as you said, in the Phoenix in Tonpentra, the 10th to the 14th of June. Tickets are £12. Performances are at 7 o'clock, and then they do a matinee at 1 o'clock on the Saturday.
On the Saturday?
Yes. And if you go to Ticket Source, Act 1 Theatre Group, or you can call the box office, but we will put the poster on our socials.
Yeah.
So you can go and get it. I love Shrek the Musical.
I actually did. I saw it in the Millennium Centre when they toured there, and it was so funny.
I've seen two...
Lord Farquaad.
I've seen one Amdram version of it.
I've never seen an Amdram version.
My friend Chris played Donkey. Superb. Now my friend Matthew is playing Donkey.
I didn't know you were friends.
I do have friends. I have theatre friends. So my friend Matthew is playing Donkey in Shrek. What are they called? Tredegar.
Amdram.
Operatics, yeah.
Is Macy doing that? Or does she do stuff with them?
I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure I saw Macy doing some Amdram-y stuff at one point. Maybe I've made that up. I think it was Tredegar Amdram. Anyway.
The Tredegar Operatic Society.
That's it. Yeah. Fab. Maybe we'll go and see Shrek. Maybe we should go and see it.
I've booked my tickets, but if you want to jump on.
Oh, I meant my Valley.
Oh, your Valley.
Are they both doing Shrek at the same time?
No. Mine's September, I think.
Okay, great.
We will push that.
Yeah, we'll do a little shout out. Yeah, and also on that topic, if anyone is doing anything creative, whether it be a gig, a songwriting workshop, if they want us to shout out their podcast or anything at all, just let us know and we'll make a little reel and we'll upload it.
Yeah. Also this Thursday, the 12th, we've got the Memo Artist Development starting. So it's a collab between myself, which is 2 Media, and Newish Memo, to basically support any artists that work or live in the valleys. So it'd be like paid opportunities, free hire of the spaces in this building, networking, workshops, anything basically, learning Welsh. So they're going to try
I'm so interested in that.
Literally, they're going to try and get funding so that creatives, especially singers and actors, to be paid to learn Welsh. Yes.
That is my dream.
Yes.
Somebody to say to me, can you book that week off not doing any work, because you never work?
Yeah.
Can you, there's 2 weeks, it's £100 a week.
Yeah.
And you've got to come here every day and learn Welsh. I'd do it. I would honestly do it.
We've said it, I don't know, many times. It's what we want. But also like paid opportunities for people in the valleys. Like, don't get me wrong, there's like pubs and there's some Amdram theatres in the valleys that are amazing. But as in terms of good paid work, most of the time you do have to go to the likes of Cardiff, Newport, Swansea, Bristol. Yeah, London. You actually got to go out to Wales then. So yeah, please come along. It's free. It's just a networking night. Me and Ali are going to be here. We're going to be talking about kind of what we think people need and what we've been told that people need, but also come and tell us what you need. And we're just gonna write everything down, and we're gonna go. And also, this is be brilliant. Obviously, Ali does a lot of funding applications and stuff.
Yeah.
She's gonna be, that is part of it as well. So workshops on writing funding applications.
Oh my god, I need help with one at the moment that you sent me.
I think I've got 2 to send out.
I just not a good idea. I'm just filling out those forms, honestly, but that's not what you need. You need tick box vibes.
And literally, Ali will talk you through it. She will check it before it gets signed.
Great.
And to be honest, we're going to try and network with as many people around here as possible that have got ins, and try and, you know, just help people. That is the bottom line of it. So yeah, amazing. Come along, 7 o'clock till
I'll be there. I'm going to try and come.
Yeah,
on the 12th.
Please do come.
It's in my diary.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get you. You'll have to come pick me up.
Probably.
I'll come and help. I'll come help set up.
That's the payment, is it, for a taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, just get Matthew to come on the bike with me. Woo. Oh, as if I drive it.
I was going to say.
In my head, I drive a motorbike now. Yeah. I don't. I would like to, though.
Maybe just jump on the back.
Yeah. Just sit there like this.
Right. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we shall
see you next Tuesday.